Hey, everybody. I just wanted to I want to welcome everybody to our very, very special webinar tonight, How to Find and Approach Chiropractors on Facebook. And as we get started here, I just want to let you all know that the lines are muted out, and if we have time at the end, we'll take some questions. But we've got a very special guest that I'll be bringing on a little bit later, Dr. Mary Spicer. So Mary will be on with us here a little bit later in the webinar. So just kind of hang in there and sit back, relax, and we'll spend the next 35, 40 minutes kind of going through how to find and approach chiropractors on Facebook. Very, very excited about this topic. I've worked with chiropractors for years and years and years. I've had them as partners. I've done a lot of consulting with them from a marketing standpoint. So I really know the market. I really know chiropractors. I understand their practice. So it's exciting for me to be able to put this together for not just Healthy Water Profits members, but for everybody, any Anagic distributor that's interested in understanding and finding out really how to approach chiropractors on Facebook effectively, what they should be doing to, to get them and whatnot. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. Before we get into the meat of things, what I'd like to do is just introduce myself and Angela, a little bit about us. First off, I'm an old guy. I've been around a long time, obviously. I've been in sales and marketing for the past 30 years. I've been in the network marketing industry for the past 25 years. I've built several large organizations in little companies like Shackley and Amway and Primerica. I've been a senior executive in a number of different companies over the past 25 years as well. I've served as president and CEO of a network marketing company as well. So I'm very, very familiar with the network marketing industry. I've been online marketing for the past 15 years. That's really my area of expertise. It's what I know extremely well. It's what people have hired me for. I've had huge clients like IBM and Microsoft and DirecTV. So this is really my area of specialty. And over the past 4 years, I've really zeroed in on Facebook marketing and what's going on in the social media world as well. And as I said right at the very beginning, I have put together programs over the years for literally dozens and dozens of different chiropractors. I'm very, very familiar with the chiropractic market. I'm familiar with their practices, I know, what they look for. I know how they think, and that's why I'm really excited about putting this together for you and presenting it. A little bit about Angela. Angela has been internet marketing for 7 years. Obviously, she's not as old as I am. She is really a social media and PR expert. That's her area of expertise. That's where she is the strongest and the most comfortable. So she really brings a lot to the table when it comes to what we're doing here, obviously. She's got an extensive network marketing background, very successful in a couple of different companies. She has 8 years of IT experience. This is actual on-the-ground working with companies to put together their technology infrastructure, so she does have a technology background as well. All right, why chiropractors? I mean, of all things, as you build an Anagic business, you look at a lot of different ways, a lot of different angles. You first look at your friends and your family and people that you know, and you want to get that word out. And whether you're sharing water or getting people to demos or using Facebook or whatever it happens to be, most people are kind of in that market of, who you know, personal friends, contacts, that kind of thing, normal folks. And then, of course, you can go down the commercial route and try to get in with restaurants or bars or hospitals or whatever, jump through all those hoops. I like chiropractors for a number of reasons. Number one, there are 29,600 chiropractors on Facebook. So over 29,000 chiropractors have identified themselves and have a presence on Facebook, whether it's a personal presence for their practice, and when I say personal, I mean personal profile, because a lot of them do that. I'll get into that in a minute. or whether it's a professional type fan page that they've got their practice and they, they've got that set up as well. But over 29,000 chiropractors on Facebook. And this one statistic here, I think, says it all. 75% of all chiropractors sell supplements as part of their practice, okay? So understand that chiropractors are already selling health-oriented products, whether it's supplements or whatever, as part of their practice. It is one of the only ways that they can truly increase their revenue. They can't duplicate themselves, right? Well, they can. I mean, if they go out and they hire associates and that type of thing, but that just incurs more expenses. So a chiropractor is always looking for ways to increase their revenue without having to increase their billable hours, if that makes sense, right? So they're always looking to do that, okay? So knowing that they are selling supplements as part of their practice gives you some insight into the fact that they're already open. They're completely open to having that type of product within their practice. They're already open to it. Okay, so this is what I always say about chiropractors. Chiropractors are not the easiest group to approach. Okay, they're certainly easier than doctors, but they're not the easiest group to approach. But they are absolutely, 75% of them absolutely for sure will be open to the message. They'll be skeptical, right? They'll be skeptical, but they'll be open, and that's all you can ask for. But that's a huge number. I mean, if you take 29,000, right, 29,000, and you take 75% of 29,000, that's almost 22,000 chiropractors that are prospects. And I don't know how many chiropractors. I do have I've sourced a number of chiropractors who are already in Enagic, either with machines that they have in their practice or with machines, and they're also, they're also building a business alongside of that. But certainly, out of 22,000 chiropractors, do you think you can find one or two that you might be able to partner up with? Well, yeah, and we're going to show you how to do that. And here's the other great thing about chiropractors. A good majority of chiropractors have already embraced the direct and network sales model. You don't have to explain it to them. They don't cringe. They don't run down the street screaming, pyramid, pyramid, pyramid. Most of them, almost all of them, have been exposed to it. Many of them have been involved in different health-oriented network marketing companies in the past. So they're very, very familiar with the model. So again, they are educated to the business model. They're wanting and needing a way to increase their revenue base. They're wanting and needing a way to increase their overall profitability. So what you can bring to the table, what we bring to the table with Enagic, is absolutely within that framework. It's within that business model. So absolutely, these are some of the big reasons of why chiropractors. Let's take a look at this. I want you to think about this throughout the entire presentation. What's a chiropractic worth to you in your business? Okay, it's not just a machine sale. Absolutely not. If you looked at a chiropractor as, man, I'm going to just sell a machine to a chiropractor. I'm going to sell machines to chiropractors. You're missing the boat. You're missing the whole point of it. The question you should be asking is, what's a 6A leg worth to you? Because to me, that's what a chiropractor is. You see, a chiropractor already has that business building mindset. They're goal setters. They're business people. If they've got their own practice, that's what they're doing already, right? That's what they're doing already. So, the minute a chiropractor understands the compensation plan, once they understand it, the only thing they're initially focused on is how fast can I get to 6A? How fast can I get to 6A? Because they understand that's where the money is. So what's a chiropractor worth to you? I don't know. What's a 6A leg worth to you? And for those of you that are new, I'll tell you right now, new to Enagic, new distributors, a 6A leg is at minimum, thousands of dollars a month. And depending on the size of the 6A leg, it could be easily tens of thousands of dollars a month to you. You know, I've been told by a couple of big leaders in Enagic, if you get two good 6A legs, that's your retirement right there. Two good 6A legs in Enagic, that's your retirement. So this kind of goes back to why chiropractors, why, you know, focus part of your business on prospecting for, attracting, developing relationships, and getting a chiropractor on as a partner in your business. Why? This is why. Okay? It's huge. You can't look. I mean, certainly, optimistically, we can look at everybody that we would bring into the business. Everybody that buys a machine is a potential 6A. But realistically, not so likely. If that were the case, everybody in Enagic would be a 6A, and they aren't. But when you go after people that already have a professional standing, they've already got a built-in audience. Think about chiropractors for a minute. They already have a built-in audience. They already have patients who, number one, absolutely listen to them. Number two, they're a captured audience. Number three, they have instant credibility with those people. So right off the bat, they've got an audience that's going to be very, very receptive to Condom Water, to Enagic. Very receptive. So again, this is how you should be looking at chiropractors. This is why going after chiropractors makes so much sense. But you have to have a systematic approach. You have to have a system. You have to understand how to approach the chiropractor. You have to understand what to say, when to say it, how to say it, or you're just going to blow the whole deal. Now, for those of you that have personal friends that are chiropractors, different story. For those of you that are a patient of a chiropractor, a little bit different story, okay? Because you've already got, you know, an in there to a certain degree. You can already have a conversation with them either as a personal friend or as a patient. They're going to listen to you to a certain degree. If you get them the right information, you can, you know, they can make that decision and turn around that way, okay? So, again, taking a look at it realistically, this is why you want to go after and build with chiropractors. Now, again, I want to emphasize one thing before we move forward. This is not to say that you should chuck everything else you're doing and focus on chiropractors. Obviously, I'm not saying that. That'd be silly. You want to continue to do what you're doing, but what I'm suggesting, what we're suggesting, is that you take some of your time and focus on finding chiropractors, developing chiropractors, building chiropractors, getting a chiropractor in your business. All you need is one or two good chiropractors. That's it. That's all you need, and you're off to the races. Okay. Let's talk about how to target chiropractors on Facebook. Okay. Now, a lot of you that are members, you might have seen this. I'm going to drill down a little bit more on this tonight. But how to target chiropractors. If you go onto Facebook and you type in right at the top of any Facebook page, if you type in chiropractor, you click on this little, all of a sudden I don't know what symbols are anymore. If you click on this little spyglass here, it will bring up this all results search page. And the one thing I want for you to notice on this all results is on the right-hand side, some of these people, it says add as a friend, okay? So in other words, this would send them a friend request. Some, it says like. The difference is This is a chiropractor right here, this first chiropractor, Dr. Michael here. This is a chiropractor who has built a personal page as a chiropractor. They've taken a personal Facebook page and they've added the name chiropractor to it. Okay, a lot of people do. A number of chiropractors do that. We'll talk about how to approach these people, and then you have chiropractors like Terry Chiropractic, who builds a professional fan page, a business page within Facebook, and they get people to like their page, their patients, and their other marketing avenues, et cetera, okay? So you can see Terry Chiropractic here has over 2,000 likes on their page. So we're going to talk about both, but this is your first step. This is your first step, okay? You go in, you search out, and there's a lot of other ways to do it, and part of what we're going to be doing moving forward with all of this is teaching you the different ways that you can find chiropractors on Facebook. This is just one way. Now, to drill down on this a little bit farther, over here on the left side, you see that there are a number of different search filters. One of the things that you can do is you can search by people, right? You can search by people, you can search by pages, okay? So under people, you're going to get those chiropractors who have taken a personal Facebook page and created their chiropractic identity with that, okay? Now, you can, with this search tool, you can search by location. So you could put your city in. Once you've got this up on the screen, you could put your city in just to see how many local chiropractors come up that you can begin to approach. Okay, so you could do it that way as well. Okay, you could do it that way as well. Sometimes the location thing works really well. Sometimes it doesn't. But in most cases, in larger communities, it works really well. In smaller communities, it might not pull up, but 2 or 3 people. But that's how you can filter and get to those chiropractors that have a personal page that they've built for their chiropractic practice. Then, of course, you've got the approach. How do you approach these chiropractors? Once you've done your a little bit of research and you start looking at these folks. So here's a personal page. Dr. Gabe, right? Dr. Gabe in Louisville, Kentucky. He's taken a personal page and created his chiropractic identity through that. So you can go over to his personal page and you can kind of cruise around and take a look at it. He's actually got a fairly open page. So you can take a look at it. He's got over 1,000 friends. You can maybe look at some of his wall posts to get kind of a feeling for, who he is and that type thing. But if you'll notice here, he also has a link right here to his practice, All Care Health and Rehabilitation. Okay? So not only could you come in as yourself, because you can't obviously add friends from your fan page, but you can obviously from your personal page, you can come in and add Dr. Gabe as a friend, send him a little personal message along with that, like we teach most of our people how to do, but in this case, you're going to send him a message. If you've done your due diligence here, maybe there's a couple of things that you have in common with Dr. Gabe. Certainly you don't want to send him a message and say, hey, Dr. Gabe, I'm just sending this friend request over to you. I don't really know you, but ultimately I'd love to sell you something, so could we be friends? Obviously, that's not quite the approach you want to take. But if you do your due diligence and you take a look at Dr. Gabe and his page, maybe you have a couple of things in common, maybe you have some people in common, and you can mention that in the message that you send over to Dr. Gabe. But certainly this is one approach. This is the typical find a chiropractor who has a personal page and do a friend request, okay? The second thing is you could go over to his business page, which this is his fan page, All Care Health and Rehabilitation, and you could like his page. Now, very important here, very important. Write this down. you can like his page two different ways. Two different ways. You can click the like button as yourself personally, so I could click it as Rick Jorgenson. But I can also like his page as my fan page, my Kangen Water page. Okay, and you want to do that. You want to do that. 9 times out of 10, as far as their fan pages, their business pages are concerned, you want to have conversations on their fan page as your fan page. Okay, now what am I talking about? Well, if you go to your fan page, and here's mine, at the top right-hand corner of your fan page, there is a link right here where my cursor is, and it says, use Facebook as Kangen Water with Rick Jorgensen. So in your case, it'll say, use Facebook as whatever your page name is. If you click on that, all of a sudden your presence on Facebook changes. It goes from being you personally to being your fan page, your business page. You then can navigate to whatever, let's say, chiropractor that you've done some research on. You could navigate over to their page at that point, and when you click their like button, it'll show up to them as, oh, Kangen Water with Rick Jorgensen is like me. What the heck is Kangen Water with Rick Jorgensen? Click. So it creates a level of interest. Now, it's not the only thing. If it were that easy, everybody would do it, and everybody would have a stable full of chiropractors. It's not that easy, but that's part of the first round process that you go through to approach chiropractors. So once you've liked the chiropractor, once you've found the chiropractor, you've done your due diligence, you've looked at their, you've kind of looked at their profile. Do I have anything in common with them? Am I in the same local area? Is there some way that we can begin to make a connection? Once you've done that and you've liked their page, whether it's liking them as yourself personally or your fan page, you do both. And if they have a personal profile, you certainly can do a friend request with the proper message. Okay, friend request with the proper message. And again, if you're part of our program, you've learned what the proper message is. We're going to do a little bit different training with this chiropractic piece on what's a proper message for chiropractors. But, you've done that. You've got 3 or 4 chiropractors that you've liked. And so what's the next step? How do you establish rapport with these folks? How do you establish rapport? Well, the key to establishing rapport is a line of communication. And a line of communication means, in depending on, again, how you've connected with the chiropractor, whether you've done it fan page to fan page or whether you've done it personal to personal. But it all comes down to, initially, whether it's on their fan page or their personal page, taking a look at, stuff that they're putting up there. Is there, can I comment on that? Can I share it? Is there some good information that this chiropractor is putting out there that I can share on my pages? Is there something that I can just click the like button on? I can comment on it. This is not all that different than what we teach about how to establish rapport and develop a relationship with, just individuals that you're finding on Facebook, that you're connecting with on Facebook. The difference is it's on a more professional level. It's definitely on a more professional level. Because as a chiropractor, number one, I'm not spending a lot of my time surfing around Facebook, right? I'm spending a ton of my time with my patients. If I'm social media savvy, which a lot of chiropractors are getting to these days, I spend a little bit of time, but a lot of time I'll have an assistant or I might have hired somebody to manage my social media stuff. But a lot of the smaller chiropractors absolutely are paying attention to their pages. So anytime somebody from the outside makes a comment, and especially if it's on their business page, like this, like All Care Health and Rehabilitation, if it's this page, and I'm only going to comment on things or like something or share something as my fan page, I'm not going to do it as Rick Jorgenson here. So every time he sees a comment from Kangen Water with Rick Jorgenson, he's going, whoa, wow, who the heck is this guy? And why does he keep commenting? And again, comments are professional. They are completely related to anything that he's posting if it makes sense. Don't post something, don't comment on something if you can't make sense of it. And you're not randomly commenting here. You're not randomly commenting to plug your... there are people within Enagic, and I'm not going to mention names, that will come to my site and my group page, and they'll make a comment, and then they'll put their link on there every time they do it. That is so unbelievably transparent, it's nauseating, okay? I usually delete them. You don't do that. You don't come on here and put your link on here to your fan page. Simply by making a comment to their post, your fan page link is automatically on there. I mean, see here where Sherry makes this comment, great conference. Well, if I'd have come in here and I would have said great conference as my fan page, it would have my little fan page logo right here, and it would say Kangen Water with Rick Jorgenson. It creates curiosity. It begins to create connection. It starts establishing rapport. And there's other ways to go about doing this. And as a matter of fact, we just did a couple of new videos today that we have on the new chiropractic training page that are fantastic ways to get to these chiropractors outside of Facebook, but using Facebook, but getting to them outside of Facebook. And that may not make sense, but it would make sense if you saw the videos that we just did. These people are absolutely wanting a solution. They're wanting a way to increase their revenue, help their patients in a way that's going to bring value, add value to what they're already doing. And can you imagine how great, if say you're a chiropractor and you begin to offer education first on what alkaline water is all about, okay? I think there's some chiropractors that make a mistake. They just start sharing water without the education. But what good is that? Okay, you're sharing water with me, but what's so special about this water? Yeah, I might start to feel some things. Depends on my medical condition at the time. I may or may not start to feel some things. But without education, it's useless, right? But I'm a chiropractor. I start educating my patients. Part of that education is sharing some water with them, right? Because I've got the machine sitting right there in my waiting room. People can come in, fill up a jug of water, with a limit, because as a chiropractor, I'm probably going to do a 30-day contract with people. But anyway, and it starts having an effect on people. They start feeling better. I mean, number one, it's going to increase certainly my patient visits, because I'm going to have people coming in between visits to get water, to get information, right? And every time they come in, I'm making another impression on them. Oh, yeah, I need to make an appointment. I need to, make an adjustment appointment, whatever it happens to be. So, again, as you're establishing rapport, think about ultimately what it's leading to. Because ultimately what it's leading to is for you to make an actual connection and to have an actual conversation and to get people to the right information, right? To get people to the right information, you need to get, which none of you have, you need to get this really cool chiropractic Kangen water custom tab in front of them. And basically this custom tab has Dr. Tim Goodwin talking about Kangen water. Some of you may have already seen this video. It's been out there. It's a great video. It's about 14 minutes long, but we've embedded it right here on this custom tab, which is part of my fan page, okay? Which, by the way, those of you that are already Healthy Water Profits members will get access to this new custom tab. So, but the point is that you've got to have the right information. If I'm a chiropractor, you could send me all the information that you want, right? All the brochures, the DVDs, everything else. But guess what? What do I want as a chiropractor more than anything else? I want to hear from other chiropractors. I want to hear from other chiropractors. I want to know what other chiropractors are doing this. What other chiropractors have this in their practice, have integrated it into their practice. That's what I want to know. Guaranteed, people. There won't be one chiropractor on the planet that doesn't want to know that. Well, guess what? In this tab, we built all of that in. I've got a list of different chiropractors on this tab that have Kangen water in their practice, and they advertise it on their website. I've got a number of different quotes from chiropractors talking about Kangen water and the importance of Kangen water in their practice. So again, you make a connection with a chiropractor, what are you going to put in front of them? Wouldn't it be great if you could just send them over to your fan page, and your fan page has got this really cool tab on it, this really cool section that talks to that chiropractor all about, as a chiropractor, it talks to them about the experience that other chiropractors are having? Of course you do. Absolutely. So how do you get your page in front of them? There's a lot of different ways to do it. Okay. Matter of fact, one of the new videos that I talked about today that Angela did, it addresses that brilliantly. Okay, brilliantly on how to do that. But this is certainly a tool that, you know, if you're going to call on chiropractors, I would think that you'd want to have. Good old Facebook ads. The ad that you see on the screen is an example. I'm currently running a couple of test ads that I'm getting fantastic results on. I'm able to target all 26,000 or all 29,000 plus chiropractors in the U.S. on Facebook with these ads. And so I've created a couple of ads, and I'm saying that this isn't one of the actual ads. I don't want to share all my secrets with you guys at this point. But this is the ad program is working phenomenally well to pull in chiro. Can you imagine having chiropractors come to your fan page without you even asking? They just come into your fan page. They come in and they land on this tab right here. They land right here on the tab that talks to them as a chiropractor from other chiropractors and chiropractors' experience with Kangen water. Okay, so this ad appears on. You see, here's Dr. Gabe on his page. The ad would appear right here. Only if you were a chiropractor could you see this ad. Everybody listening to this call would never see this ad on their page because you're not a chiropractor. Only chiropractors see this ad. And it appears both on their personal chiropractic pages, which I prefer, by the way, and it also appears on their fan pages. Okay? It appears on their fan pages. But again, only to them. Only to them. So we're highly targeting this ad. This is part of the program that we're doing moving forward, is we've created an ad program that you guys can participate in specifically for chiropractors. We've done it before for individuals and been very successful with it, but now we're targeting specifically chiropractors and bringing them to your fan page. But you can't bring them to a fan page unless it has the right elements. Can't do it. Otherwise, it's throwing money away. You're just throwing money, flushing money down the toilet. And for those of you that want to go ahead and do Facebook ads yourself, go for it. You'll spend a ton of money trying to learn how to do it, and it may never work for you, but you will spend a lot of money in the process. Again, you can learn Facebook ads, take a lot of time to do that, or you could just tap into what we're doing, and we'll plug you into the Facebook ad system with ads that we know work, because this is my business, and I've done it for a jillion years for, I won't get into my resume again, but you know the companies I've worked with. But the point is, we've already got it plugged in. We could already send chiropractors to your fan pages, okay? Facebook ads, great way to go, because it's very direct. It cuts a lot of the corners, cuts a lot of that initial workout, and it brings them right to your page. Then at that point, you don't have to find them, you don't have to prospect for them. It brings them right to your page. At that point, then all you're doing is developing the relationship and establishing a rapport. You've already got them there. At this point, Mary, Dr. Mary Spicer. I'm going to have Dr. Spicer. I'm going to have Mary come on with us to bring kind of an interesting, both a chiropractic and an enagic perspective, because she's obviously both a chiropractor and she is an enagic distributor. Now, Mary, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, hold on. Mary, if you would *6 on your line, you should be able to talk to us.
Good evening, Rick.
Hey, there she is. You know what? I've worked with technology all my professional life in one form or another, but it never ceases to amaze me that it works every now and then, right? It does work, Mary. So I'm kind of excited that I didn't lose you out there in the ether, and you're able to talk to everybody. So first off, Mary, I want to welcome you to the call and the webinar, and I appreciate you taking some of your time to spend with us.
Thank you, Rick. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me, and I've enjoyed the evening so far as a chiropractor myself.
Well, terrific. You and I have obviously had numerous conversations over the past few months, but I think, what I think would be important for everybody to kind of hear is your perspective on Kangen. I know that you personally were introduced to the water and to the concept by one of your patients, right?
Yes.
And did they immediately share with you what other chiropractors were saying or doing with Kangen, or was that part of the initial process for you at all?
No, it actually wasn't. It was about 2.5 years ago when I was having a conversation with one of my patients about just the value of really looking at whole foods and living fruits in their diet and really paying attention to this whole acid-alkaline balance. And at that point, it was something that I was changing in my life. And this person said to me, have you ever heard of Kangen water? And have you ever heard of ionized water? And I literally said, what? It was a foreign concept to me at that time. And he said, well, given what you're sharing with me, this is something that I've used for the last couple of years in my life, and I think you might be interested. So I always have an open mind, and I was interested in learning more and also skeptical in the same breath. So he began to give me information and also began to share water with me. And combination of my own desire to understand and learn what he was talking about, and also just the experience of drinking the water really impacted my life, and it set me on a real learning journey that has changed the paradigm in which I live my life and also practice and communicate about how we can really be empowered to create health through both the water we're drinking and the foods we're eating and the nutrients we're taking in.
So it had an impact far beyond just the surface level health piece, and also far beyond how you felt you might be able to. I mean, what was your initial reaction once it clicked, right? Once it made sense to you, what was your initial reaction as to how am I going to integrate it into my practice? Am I going to integrate it into my practice? How did that come together for you, Mary?
I drank the water for about 3 months before I purchased my machine. So initially it was my own personal experiment about what is this water and what is it doing for me, because I can't share anything with my patients unless I, number one, have experienced it myself and know the value and the benefit of it and understand it and can communicate that. So it was really on trial for me for those first 3 months. And then as I began to watch my body change and as I began to learn, I really knew within myself that this is foundational for creating health. I was really coming at it from a purely health perspective, and I think it flipped my head around to really think of creating health at the level of cellular health, not just by taking in nutrients, but by really giving our bodies what we're meant to be made of, but that really most people on the planet don't even have that opportunity because of what we've done to the planet in terms of our environment. So it revolutionized my way of looking at creating health. And from that point, it's profoundly changed my life. So I feel really committed to sharing with people about the water, and it is for me. It's about personal health, it's about financial health, and it's about the health of the planet. And I feel like Kangen water and this technology has a role to play in really changing lives and in giving us one more thing that we can do personally to make a difference in the health of the planet. So I made a lot of mistakes in terms of sharing it with my patients that had I known now, that whole educational component is huge. So I feel like personally as a chiropractor, as much as I recommended nutritional supplements and as much as I encouraged patients to care for themselves in that way, that the Kangen water is, for me, was personally, even in my practice as a chiropractor, was a paradigm shift. And I feel like also helping people understand what the role that water plays in our health is key. And so for me, I had patients drinking the water in my office, in my waiting room. I had patients coming to get water, on a weekly basis. And I'm speaking from experience and regret, in a sense, because I feel like that my ability and my how's the word? Not my ability, but my enthusiasm for this water overtook what needed to be created in terms of foundational education around the technology and the water and just the cellular health perspective. So, I've learned a lot over the last couple of years, and I hope to share that with other people who are starting out, so it won't take them as long as it took me.
And Mary, on that note, I think, because that's a great punctuation point, exclamation point that I really want to just jump on here. In that, you said it all, and I talked a little bit about this leading up to this, and that's the education side. And certainly, you know, as you said, you made that quote-unquote mistake with your own patients. But I think we have an opportunity here, especially with this program, in teaching people that, listen, education is a large part of it. Whether it's as you approach chiropractors, you're talking to a chiropractor, you know, your enthusiasm is important. Your enthusiasm at times can absolutely be infectious, but if there isn't education behind the enthusiasm, people aren't going to get it. They're just going to think that you're enthusiastically wacky, and you know, I don't get it. What's the point? You know, why are you so excited about water? I don't get it. So there's got to be that educational component is so key, and it's so important right up front. And again, it's important as part of our process as we reach out to. It doesn't matter. I mean, we're talking about chiropractors now, but it's everybody that we talk to. That educational component is so important. If you're just handing out water to people without the education, you're totally missing the boat. And it number one, you're going to have a bunch of people that will never buy, or number two, it'll take them forever to do so. Okay, but if you plug them in from an educational side as quickly as possible, you're going to greatly accelerate that process. And Mary, I think you found that to be the case.
And I also think that, you know, I mean, clearly chiropractic is a niche to pay attention to. It just as we're identifying other professions, whether it's, you know, health clubs or physical therapists or restaurants or whatever, that I think there's all of these sort of specialty kind of groups or whatever for prospects. But hands down, I still feel like it's about relationship. It's about connecting with people. It's about identifying, you know, that what their interests and needs are. It's about really finding out if somebody is open and is wanting to make change in their life. And if they are, then we're walking down a road. And also, it isn't just one, you know, I mean, even as a chiropractor, it's not just one what am I trying to say? One touch, so to speak. It's really helping people understand what we're doing in different ways. It could be audio, it could be written, it could be visual, it could be a demonstration or something, but it doesn't happen all at once. It all, for all of us in many ways, happens in different ways, but it happens over time. So I feel like that identifying the patients or identifying the people, you know, who's interested, really get their openness to want to find out more, and then from that point really staying in touch with them, you know. And I think also in a chiropractic practice, I mean, I think there's something to be said for, I'm speaking as a chiropractor, but just to say, you know, maybe there needs to be a person identified in that chiropractic office to do the education, do the follow-up, do the da-da-da, you know, so it's not the chiropractor that's in that role, which is a lot.
Yep, nope, that's great. Mary, thank you very much for spending the time with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for all that you've contributed to the Enagic community. I really am grateful for you.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Mary touched on a lot of really, really cool points, and a lot of this, again, I'm gonna bring it back into the chiropractic community for the minute. Understanding, you know, what their needs and wants are, and also as we develop this whole chiropractic unit, as we develop chiropractors, Mary said it, and I knew this is going to be part of our training because of my work with chiropractors and understanding their practices. There's a lot of staff people in a chiropractic office that would be tasked with doing an educational seminar, or they'd be the educator. It wouldn't necessarily be the chiropractor, especially in a bigger practice. So again, understanding that as you move forward in this market, as you move forward with this target, is paramount as well. But again, that's what we're going to be bringing to the table, is that kind of knowledge, that kind of perspective, because, you know, I've been there. I've personally been there. So understanding that and understanding the roles that different people play in these chiropractic offices is going to be an important piece as well. So sometimes it's not even just about connecting just with the chiropractor. It's also connecting with people in their offices. And again, we'll talk a lot more about that as we roll out this, this entire training module. Whoops, I'm going backwards. Okay, a little bit about Healthy Water Profits in our program here, just quickly. We now have a proven success formula. We've done this now for several months, very, very successfully. We provide hands-on training. That's what the entire program is all about. We've got a complete training website. We do weekly training videos, and we have custom fan page tabs, custom fan page templates and tabs that go along with Healthy Water Profits. But what we're doing here specifically in this module, and what you'll learn in this particular module, is the best way to find chiropractors on Facebook. We have so many more ways than what I just touched on in the first part of this. Plus, we've got a very simple 4-step process that will ensure that you're going to develop dozens of chiropractic prospects. That's also part of what we're going to be doing in our training module. Plus, what do you do once you have their attention, right? That's the important thing. Again, there's a lot of ways to understand the chiropractic mind, the chiropractic practice. Once you have their attention, what's the next steps? That's also part of what we're going to be teaching. And then finally, the simple techniques to close them. Once you've developed the relationship, we're going to bring a lot of that to the table as well as part of our program, as part of what we're doing with this particular chiropractic module. And again, if you are a Healthy Water Profits member, you're going to automatically get this piece as part of your membership. So a little bit about our training site here. Again, everything is on our training site. There's for this particular module, how to find and approach chiropractors on Facebook. We already have several videos in place. We're going to be doing weekly videos here on those areas that I just identified, drilling down on those areas. So we're going to be constantly developing that training site and adding more on a weekly basis. We talked about our custom tabs. For those of you that would want to just focus on, listen, Rick, I really like this chiropractic approach. I'd love to learn more about how to approach chiropractors and have the right tools to do it. We're going to basically give you guys 2 of the tabs. One is our standard welcome tab that's on all of our fan pages. This is where we've got Kangen demo, and this is where there's a really good introduction to Kangen water and what's it all about and what are the properties of Kangen water, et cetera. And just having this 11-minute Kangen demo on there is a huge plus. So you get the welcome tab, but then, of course, you get that custom chiropractic tab, which is the key ingredient here, which has all of that information that a chiropractor, it's not everything that they're going to want, but as a chiropractor, one of the first things I'm going to want to know is who else is doing this? What are other chiropractors saying about it? Having all of that information in one single place right there on your fan page on Facebook is terrific. You could just, basically, you're just going to be sending them there. And again, we'll talk about many, many different ways and what that's going to look like as we move forward. So how you can participate. We wanted to make this really easy. We wanted to make it simple. We didn't want to make it some long, drawn-out thing. So here's what we're doing. We're going to charge just a one-time $49. And for $49, you're going to get all of the training. You're going to get all of the whole fan page, the templates, the tabs, and you'll get all that ongoing training, okay? $49 one time. So there's already a number of built-in pieces that's part of the training right now on that training page. But moving forward, every week there's going to be a new training piece. Every week there's going to be a new, different approach to getting to the chiropractor, to working with the chiropractor, to closing the chiropractor. So one time $49, no other hidden fees, no other additional, no monthly things. Your other option is that you could do the one time, plus you can do the ad program. And the ad program is a 1-month ad rotation. Remember, we talked about running the ads that we've already started to run, that we've already tested, that are working terrifically. So 1-month ad rotation, what could you expect for that? 20 to 30, when I say 20 to 30 likes, I mean 20 to 30 chiropractors who have come to your page, liked the page, you've identified because they identify themselves the minute they like your page, and then there's a whole process of following up with those people. That's part of our training. But basically what that ad program does for you is it gives you a jump start. It's only for a month. We may extend it out, but for your purposes, for right now, it's just for 1 month. And we drive chiropractors right to your page. Right to your page, okay? Right to your fan page. So you can get the one-time, all of the training, fan page tabs, templates, plus the ad rotation. You can be part of the ad rotation. That's one time $148. Okay, one time $148. If you're an existing member, you can participate in the ad program for $99 one time. $99 one time gets you into the chiropractor ad program that focuses just on chiropractors. Okay, focuses just on bringing chiropractors to your page. And by the way, those of you that are members, you're going to get an email. It'll either be later on this evening or tomorrow morning. Be on the lookout for it. You'll get it, all your access into this new training module. Okay, so you'll get an email with your access into this new training module. If you're an existing member, the one thing you want to take a look at is this ad rotation, is getting in and having us drive chiropractors to your new fan page custom tab. Okay, so these are the different ways you can participate. Now, I wanted to add one little thing into this for those of you that are new. I wanted to do a special bonus for the first 15 people who signed up. And again, this isn't for existing members. This is for new members, new people coming on for this particular program. The first 15 people who sign up are going to you're going to get custom side banners, just like the ones you see right here. You're going to get custom side banners built for you for your fan page. Okay, we have a couple of different variations of these, but the first 15 that sign up as a bonus, we're going to build a custom side banner for you for your fan page. So, folks, that's been it. I wanted to spend an hour with you. It's now a couple of minutes before the top of the hour. If you want to get this information, if you want to take a look at it, if you want to take advantage of it, just go to healthywaterprofits.com/chiropractor, or if you go to the healthywaterprofits.com site, you'll see the chiropractor link at the top of the page. So if you go to healthywaterprofits.com, you'll see the chiropractor link at the top of the page. That'll give you more information. We'll upload this recording tomorrow morning sometime. You'll find this recording will be on that page that you can review again whenever you want. Okay, so that's going to be there for you as well. So I thought we might have time to take some questions. Anybody that has questions, if you've already put them on the screen, I'll see them afterwards. I'll get back to you. Anybody else that hasn't had a chance, you can send us an email message. All of you have our email because you got the email about this event, obviously. So you can just reply back to that email, and I will get that. So any other questions you might have, shoot them over to us that way. And with that, I think we will wrap this up, folks. So I want to